I am pleased to inform you a little bit on the actual professional education, vocational education in Switzerland. First, I was very interesting for us to see yesterday some institutions of vocational education, and today to hear what you have done. And I must say, the door is prepared. You have to go through now and to start. And I think it is a good moment to do it. I will speak on 6 success factors of dual education, and then explain for profits for main stakeholders, and then close as well with some problems. I will not deny that the problem is not easy to resolve. First, I will start with the definition. The features of dual or vocational education are controversial. Some people understand only what is written red. It must be a contract and a learning system between apprentice, enterprise, and state and schools. And this is based on a contract. In this contract, duties and rights are defined, and the whole system is controlled by the state. I come back to this point. We have heard the problems that can come. Second, it is based on a joint professional curriculum. And these curricula, I come back to this point, are made together with entrepreneurs, professional associations, and state. This is essential. Then we have as well another form of professional education with primarily school-based education, but with a last phase in a job. And you get the final diploma only if you are successful in this last phase on the job. So I would say the Tallinn Industrial Center we saw yesterday fulfills the first point, school education, but then you finish and it is open. In our case, you need to make a practical job of 1 year usually, and you have to make a final examination combining practical job and theoretical phase in the earlier phase. Why is professional education so important? If you look the pyramid of competencies according to the European framework of qualifications, you see that at the beginning of last century, it is a triangle. A lot of people with low or no education, more or less a considerable part with professional education, and a relative small group of highly educated tertiary people. This has now changed and will change in the future. There is less need for non-qualified people, comparable part of professional educated people, and a growing part as well of higher or tertiary educated people. Therefore, the state and the educational system is much more responsible for the future than it has been the case 100 years ago. And here we discuss now the middle field of qualifications and the consequences this will has. Here you see in this graphic the part of professional education. There are the black beans, and the part of education in schools is the blue bean, and the rest is gymnasial or practical education. So you see Denmark and Germany and Austria have a very high part of in these blocks of professional education. The highest part is in Switzerland. Over 60% of young people make a professional career, and then the rest make the other form The part that makes a school-based career like you have in Tallinn is relatively small. And this part is relatively strong in Austria. It's a little bit larger in Germany. So you have all versions between countries of mixture of gymnasial way of. I think this is essential to see. There is not only one way to come to success, but I will quickly go through these 6 factors of educational partnership. The first is the educational partnership. It is based, as I have said, on a professional curriculum. An enterprise chooses his apprentice. The enterprise has very defined task to train people, so that's a problem that it is not done, is not the case. They have to work, and this is essential, under various conditions in the profession. So they can use several machines, can work in several divisions and so on. And usually the firm pay a minimal salary. So schools are responsible for the theoretical part. The schools are fully financed by the state, and the state does as well organize examinations and the control of the whole system. This is the first central feature. The second success factor is professions are more than jobs. It is a philosophy of craftsmanship, as my colleague Roger has explained it. So the advantage of this craftsmanship is that education allows to work under different conditions in one profession. And this need a high mobility of workforce. The professional concept must fit national and international standards. So we use as well in Switzerland the European Framework of Qualifications, EQM, as you should use as well as member of the European Union. And so our full system is integrated in this EQM system. Professionals are permeable to further education, and this is very essential. Professions are not attractive if you end at this career and if you have no possibility for a further career, a higher degree. And here we have different solutions in different countries, but even professions can go to the tertiary degree, as I will explain later on. So what is essential, and here you need professional organizations, that you can create a spirit of professionalism in each profession. Students must be proud to be in this or the other, polymechanics or commercial people, to have this activity. If you don't reach that, it is difficult to keep on a system on a high level. Fourth, the state has a comprehensive salary quality control. So each entrepreneur has to nominate a specified training person responsible for the apprentice. In this way, it is ensured that he is really learning something, he's changing jobs in the enterprise, and it is really, he gets the social competencies of in an enterprise. Then there is a regular feedback system between employer, school and state. There are not long reports, but and these reports are controlled by the state. So we have an inspectorate that controls all these contracts. The contract is signed by the student or apprentice, by the entrepreneur, and by the school and by the state. So the system is coherent. This is very essential for the success. Next point, we have 220 professions, and so we have 220 regulations. And this is quite a comprehensive system, and it takes a lot of time and effort to modernize all these professional regulations so that there are always be actual. The initiative usually come from enterprises, sometimes as well from professional organizations, and this must as well be done by the state. Next point, we have a very attractive support system for potential apprentices. It is essential that you have a good marketing, otherwise students tend to go to the gymnasium or to other ways, and this marketing or in the system exists in this way that schools are responsible for career or they make intermediate courses, and some they pay as well a small salary. So the permeability is high because you can even reach the third level. And summary is the advantage for the apprentices: craftsmanship. He has really is proud of his profession. He has skills that can be used on the market, including social communication. He has development possibilities in the management, and this a high self-confidence and motivation. This is very essential, and finally a simplified entrance in the labor market for the employer. You have a positive impact of qualified labor. You can avoid the skills, the gaps of skills in the training, and you have a lower mismatch of competencies. That is a problem in the academic field, and improve productivity with considerable productive effects. You see here that we that on the tertiary level most is coming from the academic way, and I would say 1/4 is coming through institutions on polytechnical university from the professional level. So this is very important. Then for the state, this system is attractive because it leads to high attractivity and to lower unemployment, and for the society it gives a quicker adaptation in all situations, and finally then a superior acceptance. I will shortly enter to disadvantages. It is extremely difficult to create this spirit of craftsmanship and the spirit of traineeship, that people are very able for job rotations, they are flexible, and they have the necessary social skills. It is difficult to create this culture of professionalism, namely because if the number of professionals is high, and it is difficult that people's enterprise stay in the system if they are controlled, that they have the responsibility for these apprentices. And what is as well clear, no success of blueprints. You must make your model, and you cannot copy one-to-one the Swiss model or whatever other model. I recommend you to read the publication from the Bertelsmann Foundation. They made a study on success and failures in this field. Dual education is most admired all over the world, but in no case it is fully realized except in these countries I have mentioned. So I think I will close this. I wish you success, and I am sure that you are very good on the way, and you will profit as economy considerably if you continue. Thank you. I thank you for your attention.